Hey, Jeff here. I'm sitting in the chair, starting to do a little bit of work. Rested for a little bit a few minutes ago in the tent. You can see how everything is set up here. Right here, we're out of the back of the car. I don't know how this is going to work just yet, but it will provide me some good shade when I'm in the desert. I think it's probably built for an SUV that sits up a little bit higher. And the CX-50 is still more like a crossover and still more like a car height, a little bit higher, but still more like a car height. But like I said, doing some work. I pulled the laptop out just a few minutes ago, doing a little bit of work on here and really just working through kind of what this pilgrimage is all about for me, because in a way it kind of is a pilgrimage. 5 weeks, 5-week trip, headed out of Fairborn, Ohio this morning at 8 o'clock. Got to the campground here in Tennessee. This is land between the lakes just outside of Dover, Tennessee. And it's been beautiful here the whole time. The smell is awesome. It kind of takes me back to some of the camping trips that Mom and Dad and brother and I did when we were little, because we camped all the time. So yeah, sort of a pilgrimage for me, I guess. At 67 years old, and I've been out of work since October of 2024. That's when they laid off our entire division and just cut our entire division out. And very few people want to speak to me, and those that do later on say, "Nah, we've gone in a different direction." That's how it goes. But part of what I want to do here, because I am and always have been, I don't know, it's kind of hard to articulate, but I've been a teacher my whole life. I've been a facilitator. I run big conferences and actually have created my own types of events in Cincinnati when I was there. So I want to show other folks in my age category and in my age bracket what can happen. Because a lot of us are in this same situation. And this starts with people even younger than me, like, a little bit over 50 years old. That's probably the oldest people in Gen X. And then me as Gen Jones, I'm that very last few years in the baby boomers. So Gen Jones is kind of in between who the real baby boomers were and who Gen Xers are. So this trip is kind of all about that, is getting out and having some adventure and taking a few risks. The CX-50, absolutely packed. I mean, packed to the rafters. I could see out of the back window, but still, just completely packed with everything that I had there. And remembered almost everything. I forgot my lap desk, but that's okay. I'll work around that. At any rate, got the tent set up just fine. This new tent that I got, the Gazelle, which I kind of sort of spoke about at one point in time, the Gazelle, man, so simple to set up. I just stake down all the corners, and then you just pull the sides and pop the sides out. It's all based on tensegrity, which I have spoken about before in some things on LinkedIn. So this is the start of my trip. This is day one of my trip. It's going to be a beautiful night. It's only going to get down in the 50s. I've got a great sleeping bag. I've got a great setup here. I've got my cook stove set up over on the other side. And I'm going to make some hamburgers tonight. Make a hamburger. I got everything I need for that. And then I think I have to be out of here by 11 tomorrow, which should be fine because I'll be up as soon as it gets light, probably even before it gets light. And should be a pretty simple packing. I'm going to rearrange some things so that when I get to Arkansas, the tent, the tarp, everything that I need to get right away is right on top and right ready for me to go. I froze 2-gallon jugs of water to use as my ice, and those are the only things I've got in that Arctic cooler. Now, if you do this too, be sure and let a little bit of water out of that jug, because remember, water expands when it freezes. So you have to let a little bit of water out of the jug, otherwise I think it might split the jug or pop the top or something like that. So take the top off first, pour a little bit of water out, leave about that much space at the top, and then you can freeze it and use it. And they're still pretty much solid. And I put them in there yesterday afternoon. All right. So first day in Tennessee, on to Arkansas tomorrow. All right. So I'll see you in Arkansas.